Welcome aboard. Well, you can tell in the background, Bowie State's in town, right, Tony? We remember this well.
Got the band here. They're good. They're really good.
They're really good. They're really loud, and they're not even loud enough yet, but they will be in a while. Well, it's going to be IUP here tonight with a record of, as we said, 28-3 in the championship, the number 3 seed against the Cinderella team. Nobody figured that Bowie State was going to be in this game. They beat Virginia Union. They beat Edinboro in a come-from-behind fashion, and lo and behold, here they are, Tom.
Yeah, maybe they believed, but I don't even know if they did coming into the tournament because they're at the 8th seed. They got to play Virginia Union, the team that just beat them by almost 20 points in the conference championship game. So, but here they are, and IUP's got to come out and take care of the business tonight, try to get to the Elite 8.
We're on the Dunkin' Donuts pregame show, and we'll continue right up till game time here. And, of course, tip-off will be at 7 o'clock. I want to remind you, some new items from Dunkin' Donuts. They have the Girl Scout cookie flavor swirls, the thin mint coconut caramel and peanut butter cookie. They have the Girl Scout mint brownie donuts, the spring fling donut, and the LTO breakfast sandwiches, the brown sugar chipotle bacon. There you go. That'll warm you up a little bit and get you all set. Yeah, the snows came about a couple of hours ago here to Richmond, Virginia. Very wet conditions. And a lot of people, some other people from the Indiana area came down to view this game. You drove down today, too.
Felt like I was driving into Edinboro today when I was coming down 95.
Yeah, you thought you were going north instead of south, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Well, these teams have met before. They met twice this year, and the games described by many were both ugly. The first game was 53-37 down there the Thanksgiving evening, and the score at halftime was 15-13. How about that?
Yeah, it was, and that was a double-figure win for IUP, but it was a close game going into the fourth quarter, and they kind of stretched it out then.
Then a 7-point win at home came on December 7th when they won it 61-54. The overall series belongs to IUP 6-1. Coach Tom McConnell in his 5th year, and Jade Swan in her 4th year, 52 wins and 40 defeats. The stat that sticks out for Bowie when I look at it is 58. They only give up 58 points a game. So not only IUP's defense, of course, prevailed in that 20-point win over Glenville State. So they're pretty good defensively, too.
Yeah, they do. They come out in the matchup zone, a 2-3, and, I don't know what it is, but teams just struggle against that 2-3 matchup no matter who's playing it. And IUP's got to find the gaps in it tonight and find the soft spots in it.
And during the regular season, Bowie State defeated Kutztown and Shippensburg early in the year in the PSAC. They beat Virginia Union, the host team, the number 1 seed, 63-56. And then, of course, as we said, their come-from-behind win over Edinboro, 79-75. 8 regions championship games across the country tonight. Those 8 will advance and move on to the Elite 8 beginning 1 week from tonight.
Yep, it's March Madness, Jack, and it's great to be a part of it.
It is. That's in Sioux City, South Dakota. We'll be back. We'll continue on the Dunkin' Donuts pregame show. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll give you a little replay if you missed the end of the game the other day. Okay, that's coming up. You're listening to an IRMC playoff night on U92.5 and the U92.5 Sports Channel. Okay, take me down through Mr. Ruddock. Huh? You need that?
Yeah, this one extra.
Go ahead, take it.
Okay.
I'm okay. Take it.
All right.
Yeah.
We had several copies over here. I don't know where.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Y'all right there.
Oh, you have it? Okay.
Yeah, they're right here.
We're back on the Dunkin' Donuts pregame show live from Richmond, Virginia, and the championship game of the Atlantic region. We told you how Bowie State got here with their wins, coming over Virginia Union and Edinboro. IUP had the win over California, and the 88-68 win over Glenville State, snapping a 30-game winning streak. If you missed it, well, shame on you.
24 seconds to go. Shot no good. Denman with the rebound. And everybody on their feet. The Crimson Hawks are here carrying the steam on. Listen to this crowd. Counting it down. 10 seconds. 88-68. 30 in a row down the drain for Glenville. And IUP will win its 28th of the year and go to the championship game on Monday at 7 o'clock. It's all over. 88-68. The Crimson Hawks have done it. They've upset the number 2 team, and they move on to the championship on Monday night.
Well, guess what? It's Monday night, and we're about ready to go here very shortly. A lot of thrilling things happened the other night. Who knows what's going to happen here tonight, Tony?
Well, you know, IUP scored 90 in the first game, 88 in the second game. Tonight it might be the first one to 60, Jack.
Yeah, these two teams played in 53-37 and 61-54 in the other games. So all in all, you just never know what's going to go up each and every night. All right, we're going to hear from Coach Tom McConnell and his show coming up and his thoughts. They had to shoot around here today. The other question, of course, we questioned the other night about Carolyn Appleby and how much she could go, but she got it out. She had a good night. She gets rubbed down, and she's just ready to play.
Yeah, and I was talking to you in the hotel, and I said she plays really well when she's hurt. You know, last year in the conference tournament, she ends up being the most valuable player when she had a bad ankle, and here she is in this one with a hamstring injury.
Well, she's always ready to play, that's for sure. For IUP, they come into this game with an average of 76 a game, giving up 54.9. The Bulldogs of Bowie State averaging 65.2, giving up 58 a game. Interesting matchups here between these teams. We'll continue on the Dunkin' Donuts pregame show. Next up, we'll hear from Coach Tom McConnell and his thoughts about how his team got here and what does he think about this championship game tonight. On an IRMC championship night from the Atlantic region and Richmond, Virginia. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to IUP playoff action on U92.5 and the U92.5 Sports Channel. Take it through IRMC and you can skip the second co-op. We continue on the Dunkin' Donuts pregame show, and we're with Coach Tom McConnell, brought to you by the Co-op Store. A plus for the student, A plus for you. First off, I don't get a chance to talk with you on the postgame. Kelly does such a great job, and you guys did such a great job. But that has to be one of the best victories in IUP basketball history. Go down, wow, you just did everything you needed to do, wasn't it, over Glenville?
There was a lot of good things about that, Jack, against a very good opponent. You know, they, as you know, they play the style where they press, run, 40 minutes, shoot threes. They substitute every 2.5 minutes, sometimes 5 at a time. It's like, you know, like hockey on hardwood.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of challenges that go with that. And so for us to, you know, handle their press the way we did, and the players to make the good decisions to either attack the basket or shoot a three or pull it out and run the offense, I thought was outstanding, you know, and really a great defensive effort against a team that averages 98 points a game, and just to hold them to 68, it was their lowest output of the year. So really a lot of things to be proud of, a lot of things to build on, and now we've got to, you know, quickly put that in our rearview mirror and, you know, get ready for the next one.
Well, you've beaten Bowie twice this year, but tell me how. Now, this is different preparation each and every game. This is totally different, isn't it?
It really is, because when you get this point in the season, you get into the top teams in the Atlantic region, seeds go out the window, they're irrelevant. It's the team who's playing the best basketball right now. And Bowie has really hit their stride. They came into the tournament and they beat Virginia Union on their home floor, beat a very good Edinburgh team who won the PSAC Conference Championship. So they're playing really good basketball, and we know that. So we're a little bit familiar with them, but you know, the outcome of the first two games I don't think really matters right now, because we're totally two different teams than we both were back in December.
Yeah, and the first one was before Thanksgiving, then you played in December. So did you ever imagine, here we are, all these months later, you'd be in the regional championship against Bowie State?
No, and the irony of the whole thing is we didn't want to play each other in the first place. We both were looking for games, and we both were struggling to find games. And so they needed 2 games, we needed 2 games, and so we agreed to go home and home in the same year, reluctantly, you know, knowing that going at Bowie would be a very, you know, tough game. And so, you know, we kind of talked with their staff about that the other day, that here we are, you know, 2 teams that didn't want to play each other in the first place are now going to meet for a third time.
What do they do best?
I think the best thing that they do is they play a matchup zone very well. And they've got good quickness and athleticism, size. So they make it very difficult to get dribble penetration against them. You don't get a lot of good looks. And so they hold teams down, and they really make it tough for you to score. So we've got to try to, you know, really get good ball movement, good player movement. We've got to play inside out against them, against that zone, and we've got to try to run and try to create some easy baskets in transition.
Well, you got a great effort again from Carolyn Appleby. It was a question mark how much she could go, that type of thing. Lexi Griggs came off the bench, gave you a big lift. These are things that lead to championship teams, aren't they?
Well, just, you know, I think we've got a lot of people playing really well right now, and that's a great sign. I think the last 2 games have just been great team wins. You know, you mentioned Lexi coming in and just playing terrific basketball. You know, she, I think, went 5 or 6 or 6 for 7 from the floor last night. She finished really well, rebounded it for us. Audrey, the last 2 games, you know, has shot the ball well, driven, you know, had some nice drives to the basket. Maura, Kendall, all contributing, but, you know, Carolyn just is something. You know, she's very special. She just has a toughness about her. We didn't know last night when we went over to the arena on the bus how she was going to feel and how she was going to respond. Would she be Carolyn? And she not only was Carolyn, but she just was so tough and made some big plays. And her, Lauren, and Hallie just really did a great job of handling the ball against that full court press.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll just sum it up by saying good luck in the championship game. And let's give it a go. And it's really great to see this team get to this point.
Thanks, Jack.
That's Coach Tom McConnell for the Co-op Store on the Dunkin' Donuts pregame. We've got more coming up on U92.5, the U92.5 Sports Channel. Okay, take me down through Bud's Auto Sales. Okay.